Welcome back once again. You know, we find ourselves in a very unique situation here because, as many of you probably know, most of those in the Amish community cannot and do not wish to be photographed in any way. Now, WCIA, our sister station from Champaign, Illinois, got special permission to enhance the preservation and understanding and education of this Illinois Amish Heritage Center. And in order to do so, they were granted permission to be able to tell a story. And in doing so, got to speak with a gentleman that's a very rare opportunity to do. Now here's Sarah Lehman once again talking about, with Jim Yoder, what it was like growing up Amish.
I'm Joseph. My background was, of course, born and raised here in Arthur, Illinois, by my parents. My dad was a farmer, and we had lots of hogs, and so I done farming pretty much all my life.
Joseph Yoder, his grandparents, parents, and he and his wife are all Old Order Amish.
The difference between Old Order Amish and Mennonites are not a lot. A little bit of dress code, and then they would drive cars, they would have electricity, they would do tractor farming.
Growing up, Joseph and his family didn't and don't have many of the things you and I are so used to today, like smartphones, cars, even electricity. And Yoder says it's all he's ever known.
As far as the culture in the Amish growing up, I don't know any different, so I don't think this life is very difficult, because I've never lived another lifestyle.
Something else that differs from what you might experience versus the Amish heritage is their education. Growing up, Yoder went to school up until 8th grade, and then he got hands-on experience.
And that is all our culture requires. We have some people that want to do some higher education than 8th grade. We are okay if they get a GED, but we as a Old Order Amish culture feel like we can, if we graduate out of 8th grade, they have learned everything that they need to learn as far from a school, like math and reading and all that. They've learned everything that they need to learn in order to be functional. It is way better if we can give them a hands-on after that. So they are at home helping mom with the garden or cooking or taking care of the house or the farm, and the boys are, helping dad on the farm, or either they might work at Das Haus where we're at. And I think for myself, just having an 8th grade education, I think I have learned everything in school that I needed to be productive in my life. And it was really I remember very little of my school years because I didn't like school. But when I got into the hands-on part of it, that is really what I remember. And that's really, I think, what made me who I am today.
More than just schooling, he talks about what it was like growing up and the differences then and what has changed now.
So when I was a boy growing up, I would have, the traditions back then were much stricter, and there was not a lot of communication with the outside world when I was a boy growing up. It was much more reserved. We were encouraged as children growing up not to talk to strangers, not to talk to English people. If we went to town, we were to be kind of minding our own business and really not talking too much to the outside world. That, I think, has drastically changed in this area where we're at today because we have so much interaction with the outside world. I love the Amish culture. I love the togetherness. We had family gatherings, we've done things in the community, and I love the unity that I felt as a boy growing up.
Then, when he became a teen...
When I turned 16 years old, I go into the Rumspringen, and then I joined the youth and got a taste of the outside world. And I kind of liked that.
But he met his wife, and things changed again.
Because of her, I came back, joined the church, and became a member of the church. It was right about that time that I discovered and decided that this is really where I need to be.